Yeah, it's fairly serious. We have hogs in just about every county of the state.
But then, something strange happened. A wildlife biologist working at a research station in the Boston Mountains, a place that had recorded 50 to 70 animals every night for years, suddenly saw all activity vanish. It wasn't a gradual decline, but complete silence for 13 consecutive nights. At first, researchers suspected a system failure. But all 28 cameras were still functioning perfectly. The weather showed no unusual changes. After ruling out technical and environmental factors, they were left facing a far more unlikely possibility: that a powerful force within the ecosystem itself was unfolding, strong enough to completely disrupt the behavior of an entire large population. To understand this event, it's important to look back at the context. The Ozark Plateau has long been a hotspot for the wild hog crisis. With an estimated 200,000 animals in Arkansas alone, these animals appear everywhere, from streams and forests to cornfields and even residential areas. They can destroy crops overnight, erode soil, disrupt ecosystems, and cause economic damage that lingers for years. What makes the problem nearly impossible to control is their extraordinary reproduction and adaptability. A single female can produce 2 litters per year, each with 4 to 10 piglets, and those piglets can begin reproducing in just 6 months. Large-scale hunting efforts are quickly offset within a single biological cycle. In the rugged terrain of the Ozarks, with dense forests and deep waterways, control methods used in places like Texas or open plains are far less effective.
Right side, right side. That's all good. We got them where we want them. Bada bing, bada boom.
Craft aviation.
That's why the sudden disappearance of the wild hog population, without any human intervention, left researchers confused. During field surveys, they discovered tracks that didn't belong to wild hogs at all, but to another force, American black bear. Not just a few individuals, but an unusually high density of bears in the area, something never recorded before. Black bears aren't typical predators of adult hogs, but their impact works differently, subtle yet highly effective. Instead of confronting large hogs directly, bears target nesting areas. Streamside zones, where sows build nests and raise their young, also happen to be easy access points for bears. By destroying these nesting sites, they effectively cut off the next generation, quietly but steadily reducing the population over time. But bears weren't the only factor. Data also showed an increasing presence of cougar in the area. As ambush predators, they tend to target juvenile hogs, further weakening the reproductive cycle. With both pressures acting at the same time, the population could no longer recover as it once did. The third factor, and perhaps the least visible, was a virus known as pseudo-rabies. This virus exists naturally within feral hog populations and spreads through contact or contaminated water. Under conditions of high density and ecological stress, especially as pressure from bears and cougars increased, the virus began to spread more aggressively. The combination of these three forces, predation by bears, pressure from cougars, and disease, created a convergence effect. No single factor was strong enough to change the outcome on its own. But when they occurred together in the same place and time, the result was a population collapse that humans had never been able to achieve through any management strategy.
Pretty colors.
A few weeks later, when the biologist returned to the area, signs of wild hogs began to reappear along the edges. Vegetation was starting to recover. The story in the Ozarks isn't just about disappearing hogs. It's a reminder that sometimes, the solution isn't about exerting more control, but about understanding how nature operates. Because when slow, quiet changes align at just the right moment, they can produce outcomes far beyond anything humans could predict.
China is entering a very unusual battle, one where the opponent is not human, but a wild army capable of turning entire fields into a battlefield overnight. Herds of wild boars, each weighing hundreds of kilograms, surge into rice paddies, tearing up the soil like living plows and destroying months of farmers' hard work. From Germany and Spain to Texas in the United States, the same scenario is unfolding as wild boar populations explode at a pace that leaves governments struggling to respond. A wide range of measures has been deployed, from electric fencing and steel traps to professional hunting teams and even helicopters. But time and again, the boars return, proving nearly impossible to control. Then a turning point begins to emerge. Instead of viewing wild boars solely as an agricultural disaster, China is taking a different approach, reframing the animal as a resource, an economic opportunity waiting to be tapped. Wild boars originally inhabited vast forests stretching across Eurasia and North Africa. But over time, their range has expanded at an alarming rate. Their reproductive ability functions almost like a non-stop natural machine. In the United States alone, the wild boar population has surpassed 6 million, spread across more than 35 states. In Texas alone, there are around 2.6 million, making it the largest concentration in North America. These numbers are not just statistics, they are visible in the destruction left behind. In Napa Valley, vineyards have been forced to install electric fences to stop boars from descending out of the hills. In Catalonia, farmers repeatedly wake up to find their corn and wheat fields devastated overnight. As the scale of damage continues to grow, many countries have been forced to launch large-scale control operations. In the United States, especially in Texas and Oklahoma, massive steel traps are set up along forest edges and farmland. Each trap can measure between 10 and 15 meters in diameter, large enough to capture an entire herd. Inside, corn or fermented feed is used as bait, combined with motion-sensing cameras and remote control systems for continuous monitoring. Once enough boars gather inside, a heavy metal gate weighing hundreds of kilograms is triggered to slam shut. In a single operation, these systems can capture anywhere from 20 to 30 animals. However, while many countries still treat wild boars strictly as pests to be eliminated, China has chosen a different path. In many mountainous regions in the south and southwest, wild boar meat has long been considered a high-value delicacy. Compared to industrial pork, it is leaner, firmer, and richer in flavor. As a result, its market price is often 2 to 3 times higher. After the shock of African swine fever in 2018, when hundreds of millions of pigs were culled and pork supply dropped sharply, many farms were forced to look for alternatives. From that moment, a new farming model began to take shape. In mountainous provinces such as Guangxi, Hunan, and Guizhou, large areas of hillside and forest are now enclosed with tall steel fencing. Each enclosure typically spans 20 to 50 hectares, giving the animals space to roam in an environment close to their natural habitat. Some large farms in Guangxi currently raise between 3,000 and 5,000 boars within these controlled forest systems. Constant movement across steep terrain, rooting for food, and self-foraging keep the animals highly active. This is what produces the leaner, firmer meat that continues to attract premium demand in specialty food markets. Gradually, an entirely new market has taken shape. Low feed costs, strong reproduction rates, and high selling prices have turned wild boar farming into an industry worth around $5 billion annually in China. But as this model expands, a larger question begins to surface. Can turning wild boars into a commercial farming industry truly solve the problem at its root? Or is it simply shifting the risk into another form, one that is quieter, but potentially even harder to control?